Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Today I want to talk about preparing for the Nationals. So we're about a week out from the Indoor Nationals and I've been preparing. So I want to talk about that and how it varies from what I've done in the past. So at the moment I'm shooting Recurve. So that's what I'm going to be shooting at the Nationals, Recurve. So at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm shooting every single day. So at the moment I'm building up to the Nationals. So at the Nationals I'm going to be shooting maybe 140 odd arrows. So I have to build up to shooting 140 arrows a day. Now I haven't been doing 140 arrows every day because I want to build up to it. I don't want to injure myself. I don't want to hurt my muscles. I don't want knots in my back. I'm building up to it. Now the target you'll see me shooting at is a bulldog target. Now I've started shooting at that. So before this I was shooting at the target behind it, which is a fast go foam target. But I was getting muscle aches from pulling my arrows out of the target. So I've just recently, like last night, I changed this target to get used to, well, I don't want to hurt my arm, so I'm trying to just get used to shooting lots of arrows without the stress of pulling the arrows out of the target. Now you might say you've got to get used to pulling your arrows. Come the Nationals, I'll be lubing my arrows, so it'll be easy to pull the arrows out, but yes, it will not be as easy as the bulldog target to extract the arrows from because they will be a foam target. So the main thing I've been working on is getting technique. Now I have been trying different clothes to see what clothes I'm going to wear because at the moment it's winter and it's hard to shoot when your muscles are cold. So this is a tight jumper, so I've been trying this, I've been trying chest guards, I've been trying different finger tabs, but mainly what I've been doing is concentrating on form and technique and try and get the arrows out and try and create stability. Try and create the same shot over and over again. So when it comes Nationals time, I kind of know what to expect. I can just focus on form and technique. So things I concentrate on is keeping the shoulder down. I'm trying to concentrate on the sequence as far as pulling it through the clicker smoothly and not taking too long to draw it. I'm trying to focus on my fingers and getting those in the right position and trying to keep the shoulder up and trying to get my hand coming backwards. So in this process, I score literally every arrow I shoot. And by doing that, I'm giving myself a feeling of what sort of scores I can expect for the Nationals. So if I shoot a high score at the Nationals, I'm not like, well, I haven't done that before. And if I shoot a low score, it's not like, well, I haven't done that before either. But right about now, I stopped trying things. So I could have gone up in limb poundage, I could have experimented, I could have gone to fat arrows, but I just wanted to get used to shooting and try and get some sort of consistency in my scores sort of coming through and my arrows. And you know, I don't want bad arrows, I want more consistent arrows, if that makes sense. So in my shot process, I'm not really focusing on bad arrows, I focus on good arrows. So when the arrow is good, I'm like, okay, let's try and do that again. I'm very big on positive enforcement. So I positively enforce my shooting, so I'm like, that's a good shot. I'm like, I feel good when I've shot the number of arrows I shoot in the day. I'm like, well, okay, I can go down, I can rest now. I have been doing weights to build my shoulders to try and avoid injury, and I haven't been doing cardio, which I should be doing. So I just literally run out of time, and that's just me making excuses. I try and shoot in the mornings, but it's been hard because it's been dark. But I do shoot like every night when I get home from work, and I've been finishing work a little bit earlier now so I can shoot when I come home. So the last few nights we've been up to about 100 arrows a night. But what you don't want pain leading up to a national. So I don't want knots in my muscles. I don't want my fingers sore. All this stuff I've had before leading up to a nationals. I don't want that. I don't want pain. I just want consistency. Now you see the target I'm shooting at. The reason I'm shooting at this target, this size, I normally shoot the 3-spot target, like the Vegas face, because there's 3 targets on a thing, on a piece of paper, so I get 3 times the life out of it. The reason I'm shooting this target is I'm trying to get familiar with the sight picture going through my little pin here. So there's a reason why I'm shooting this, just to get familiar. The same with the venue where I'm going to be shooting. I shot there last week and I'm going back there to shoot this week to try and get familiar. The more I shoot there, the more familiar I'll be, the more comfortable I'll be. You want, if possible, to be comfortable when you get to a venue. I spent a fair bit of time trying out different clothes and jumpers and thermals and long sleeve and short sleeve. And then last night I was experimenting with chest guards. So one of the things I've been doing, I didn't do it then, is I've been trying to relax this arm a little bit when I shoot. So just try and relax this shoulder and bend this just a fraction when I shoot. It's been the latest thing I've been practicing the last bit. Whether I'll do it on the nationals or not, we'll see. But it's like this reinforcement. So at this stage I've stopped experimenting with arrows, I've stopped experimenting with limbs. It's just shoot, reinforce my shooting. So that's probably where we're up to. We'll just go down and see what the arrows look like. Look, I'm like, this is the group here, and besides these two, it's a really tight group, which I'm really happy about. Now I have noticed I shoot better at this target, at a bulldog target, than a foam target. Part of it is my psychology, as far as when the arrow lands and it hits the center, it sounds quiet and it's nice and positive reinforcement again. Same as when I shoot target archery and you shoot in the middle of the arrows land and they're nice and soft and it's just positive reinforcement. I've found this target a lot easier to shoot at than the foam target. Now that's a bit of disappointment because I'm not going to be shooting this target at the nationals, but I do acknowledge it, which is why I'm going down to the club and shoot at their foam targets and to try and shoot the same sort of groups as I shoot here. Now, leading up to this event, my scores, where I've been sort of scoring, I'm going to put this where I am at this time versus last year. So last year I was shooting primarily compound. At the nationals I shot recurve and compound last year. Recurve didn't go so well for me last year. I think I shot maybe a 250s, 260s sort of scores indoors. Leading up to the nationals, I've been shooting probably mid 270s to 290s indoors. So it's been quite an improvement this year versus last year. But I'm shooting only basically recurve archery at the moment. I'm not shooting any compound. I have come out and shot the compound occasionally, and my compound seems pretty good. I can't hold up the same weight as I usually do with the compound. So normally with the compound I've got stacks of weight on it. I can't hold that now because my body's not used to it because I've been shooting so much recurve. But I'm getting a lot stronger in the back, shoulders are a lot better, technique's a lot better. So basically, again, leading up to the indoors, all I do is indoor. That's it. I'm not doing literally any target. I'm not doing field. I'm not doing 3D. I'm not doing hunting. This is my focus. After indoors finish, which is in about 7 days time, then I'll start focusing on maybe target and maybe the next event, which will be clout, where I lob the arrows and trying to get arrows all set up for that. But at the moment, it's just been purely indoor. I don't think about anything else. So again, my focus, get the scores, get form, and focus on repetition and enhancing that form. Because you don't want to get there and you're under more pressure when you're there, because you put pressure on yourself. Because no one else is going to notice what your score is. Like, no one's going to care if you win, no one's going to care if you come first, second, third, or if you come last. No one's going to care. So it's just pressure you put on yourself internally. So I would suggest shoot lots leading up to it and gradually build the arrow count up, so you're not going to hurt your muscles leading up to an event. And I try and shoot a score range where I kind of expect it. So my scores at the moment are between, the highest I've shot's a 291, and I'm down to about 275 for an indoor score. I'm averaging around about a 280, like a mid 280 sort of score, which is what I shot last week at the event. So anywhere in that range, I'm pretty much happy. I'm not going to be disappointed with a 275. And am I going to be really excited with a 290? Well, that'd be awesome, but I can't get too excited. I have done it at home. But I just, repetition, and positive enforcement. You cannot give yourself enough positive reinforcement leading up to an event, because you're probably going to put yourself under lots of pressure leading up to an event like a nationals or a club shoot. That doesn't help. Putting yourself under pressure does not help. So basically just positive reinforcement and just keep doing it and just lead up to it and go, well, look, when you get there, relax into it and just do what you do at home. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching. Bye.